The Louisiana Coastal Protection and Restoration Authority is hearing comments on this year's coastal plan. Find out when you can have your voice heard.
And Mayor Cantrell recall organizers are fighting a lawsuit to release the names of those who signed the petition. Hear why legal analysts say they may have to give up the list.
Plus, carnival season is ramping up and so is criminal activity. Find out what Slidell police found during one of the weekend parades.
You're watching Good Morning New Orleans.
Thanks for waking up with us on Good Morning New Orleans. I'm Stephanie Chaynock.
I'm Tamika Lee. 5 o'clock on this Tuesday. We are 2 weeks away from Fat Tuesday.
Woo, carnival season continuing to roll on. Brooke.
Woo. Good morning.
Good morning.
I know it's going to be here so soon. All the preparations, lots of people crafting those final 2 weeks to get these throws made and headpieces and costumes done. So, of course, we've been watching the weather closely in anticipation on this weekend, full of festivities as well. And it looks like you're going to have a great outlook. Time now is 5:01. And of course, your forecast first is brought to you by New Orleans Roast. So we are waking up with the satellite and radar pictures showcasing a couple of showers right around New Orleans proper. But for the most part, we are waking up dry. Temperatures in the 60s, and we'll continue to watch them rising. Today's going to be relatively warm for the month of February. We'll rise all the way into the upper 70s, near 80 degrees. Your beach camera at Beau Rivage, of course, not shaking a whole lot in the wind there. So the 24-hour temperature change is anywhere from 11 to 15 degrees warmer on the South Shore, and we continue to see those 40s and 50s, if not 60s, across the region. Waking up in the 40s to 50s everywhere throughout Louisiana except for New Orleans, where we're in the 60s. So definitely our hot spot comparatively. We'll continue today to only see temperatures rising. Another cold front on the way tomorrow. It brings rain chances with it. Let's check on traffic. 5:02, and traffic is brought to you by Chip Forstall. Right now we got lots of green here on the map, so we continue with a nice evening on its way after today. You shouldn't have any problems for your evening commute either in terms of the weather. But right now, lots of green on the map for Slidell. Looks good as you're traveling the Twin Spans and then heading towards maybe Mandeville. And Covington, just a 23-minute drive like always for the Causeway Bridge. So as you come a bit further south, I-10 to 610 looks nice. Same thing over towards Metairie. We'll keep you posted if anything changes. Have a great, safe morning.
Thanks, Brooke. Well, today, members of the New Orleans City Council's Criminal Justice Committee will get updates from several city law enforcement leaders. NOPD's Interim Chief Michelle Woodfork will talk about her crime reduction plan, Mardi Gras security, and officer recruitment and retention efforts. Committee members will also hear updates from Orleans DA Jason Williams and Sheriff Susan Hudson, as well as several others. Today's meeting begins at 9:30 in the City Council chambers. And the Coastal Protection and Restoration Authority is launching a series of public meetings about its multi-billion-dollar coastal master plan.
That's right, Debbie. Juneau's Zach Love joins us in the studio with details on how the future of Louisiana's coastline could be in your hands. Zach.
Hey, good morning, Steph and Tamika. So the battle to protect Louisiana's shores requires the CPRA to update its strategy every 6 years. But before they can submit a finalized plan to lawmakers, they'll need the public's feedback. So tonight they're hosting a public hearing at the University of New Orleans. Now, this master plan is a list of projects arranged in order of most importance. Each new draft of the plan uses new data and updated science to help researchers figure out what projects will best protect the coast. And out of nearly 200 project submissions, the CPRA narrowed the most critical projects to about 70. Louisiana has lost more than 2,000 miles of coastal wetlands since the 1930s, and major storms and coastal erosion continue to damage vital ecosystems and increase flooding for more than 2 million people living along the coast. CPRA has already held 2 public hearings, and they say people are ready for solutions.
Some of these areas have been hit by multiple hurricanes in the last several years, and they want to understand what the future of the coast looks like. How can they continue to live in these areas?
So to voice your concerns or any comments you have, there are 3 ways that you can submit those comments. First, you can send an email to masterplan@la.gov. You can send comments in writing to CPRA at that address on your screen. And you can also attend one of the public hearings. There are 2 left, this one in New Orleans and in Lake Charles. And if you want to, you can provide those comments during that public period. You can also submit comments until March 25th. Tonight's public hearing is at the University Center Auditorium at UNO from 3:30 to 7:30 p.m. That next hearing is in Lake Charles on the 16th. And for now, Zach Labe, WGNO News.
Thanks so much for that update. NOPD has 300 free steering wheel locks for Kia owners. They're available on a first-come, first-served basis at NOPD district stations. Kia donated the locks to help stop car thieves. Kias are among the most stolen cars in New Orleans. And as of Sunday, there have been 871 stolen cars here in the city. Kia owners have to show car ownership or lease information and proof of Orleans Parish residency. For a list of police stations with wheel locks, head over to NOLA.gov. Well, the organizers of the effort to recall Mayor Cantrell are fighting a lawsuit asking them for the names of who have signed the petition.
Yeah, but the group says those people should be given the same privacy rights as those who vote in an election. WGNO's LBJ spoke with a legal analyst who says the state law treats elections differently than recall petitions.
Last Thursday, the Times-Picayune filed a petition for writ of mandamus against recall organizer Eileen Carter, hoping to force Carter to release the names, addresses, and signatures of each elector that signed a petition to recall the mayor. WGNO legal analyst Cliff Cardone says that state law favors the Picayune.
The law is quite clear and unambiguous that they are entitled to that information. So the only defense that the custodian of the records, which would be Eileen Carter, has would be that there'd be some type of irreparable harm. But she's probably going to have to show that harm in advance.
Over the weekend, the recall campaign released a statement saying that they would not release the names and asking the question, is this in the best interest of the community when this administration is known to retaliate?
She's going to probably have to show that there is some harm, a retaliation or reprisal that's been made already against a voter, and produce that information at the hearing. Then perhaps a judge could craft some sort of relief that would protect the voting public from full disclosure.
We reached out to the Times-Picayune, and their editor, Renee Sanchez, sent us this statement saying they have no intention of mass publishing the names on the recall and, quote, we believe it's in the public interest to know whether public officials are part of the recall movement or not. It's also in the public interest to know where generally in the city the recall is strong or not. The hearing is Wednesday at Civil District Court, and Cardone warns this may not be the end of this case.
A judge can do whatever she wants. The question is whether or not the other side, who's on the opposite end of that finding or ruling, wants to appeal it.
For WGNO News, I'm LBJ.
Some experts suggest the threat of names being released could tank the recall effort, but the Times-Picayune says the suit was filed because the recall folks have not responded to several public records requests dating back to September of last year, and they say they never publicized the lawsuit. All right, guys, 2 weeks away from Fat Tuesday, with a full slate of parades this weekend coming. So Saturday, Uptown, the Legion of Mars rolls at 11:30, which I'm riding in. The crew of Pontchartrain, that will roll at 1. In Metairie, the magical crew of Mad Hatters rolls at 5, and the Knights of Nemesis at 1 in Chalmette.
And covering the North Shore, Slidell police say 4 people were arrested for illegally carrying guns at the Anthea parade over the weekend. Officers say they got a complaint that a parade goer had a gun in his waistband at the intersection of Front Street and East Hall Avenue. Another gun was found near Capital One Bank on Gauls Boulevard, where 2 men were arguing. Police found that both men had guns in their fanny packs. During that investigation, police say a juvenile intervened and started cursing at the officers. 2 20-year-old men, a 21-year-old man, and a 16-year-old boy were all arrested.
3 guns altogether. One of the guns had a obliterated serial number on it. So this is individuals that don't need to be carrying any weapons anywhere, much less along a parade route.
All of Slidell's commissioned officers worked the parades this past weekend. The men face illegal carrying of weapon charges. 2 of them face assault and aggravated assault charges.
Coming up, over 5,000 people in Turkey and Syria are dead after a devastating earthquake. We'll tell you the latest on the search and rescue efforts.
And good morning, New Orleans. We are 2 weeks away from Mardi Gras Day, but of course, lots of parades this weekend. Your forecast for those coming up.
Khalid, Stephanie Chainon, and meteorologist Brooke Laser.
Covering the world, more than 5,000 people are confirmed dead after an earthquake hit Turkey and Syria.
Yeah, the weather is hampering the frantic search for survivors with frigid temps hitting the region. ABC's Lionel Moyes has the latest.
This morning, a desperate search and rescue effort in Turkey and Syria as the World Health Organization warns the initial death toll from this disaster could climb 8 times higher. Here in Syria, first responders digging through the rubble by hand, looking for survivors of the worst quake to hit the region in a century.
The situation is too bad. We need urgent help.
Hospitals like this one overwhelmed and preparing for even more patients. More than 6,000 buildings have been destroyed in Turkey alone, and aftershocks are keeping people on edge. A frantic run in this city as a building comes crashing down, sending smoke and rubble into the air. Time is of the essence, with the frigid temperatures lowering the chances of survival for people still trapped. This woman still waiting to hear from her daughter. She says the bedroom was right over there. Countries around the world pledging immediate assistance. An urban search and rescue team from Los Angeles is deploying with medical teams and search dogs, joining another team from Virginia.
They train tunneling, lifting heavy objects, getting concrete off of people. Having the dogs that you see behind me today are live find dogs, so they're trained to find live people under rubble.
This as survivors wait in the bitter cold to be rescued. This man saying, "Speak out loud," as a woman responds, "Help, help." Turkey lies in one of the world's most active earthquake zones. An earthquake back in '99 left 17,000 people dead. But today there is an encouraging number. Nearly 8,000 people have already been rescued in Turkey. The hope is that number will continue to grow. Lionel Moyes, ABC News, New York.
Good morning and a happy Tuesday. We are officially 2 weeks from Mardi Gras Day, and right now the forecast for these next, I'd say 10 days, looks pretty above average. So we are waking up at 5:15 to temperatures in the 60s, 61 across New Orleans, and that's by far the hot spot throughout our state. Beach camera at Beau Rivage, nice and quiet right now. We'll continue to see these numbers on the way up today, and our temperature change is anywhere from about 12 to 15 degrees warmer than it was just yesterday at this time. So right now, upper 40s to 50s out there, 61 in New Orleans proper, and we continue with those 50s across the board, if not in the 60s, which Belchase, New Orleans, and Buras are the outliers for. Our wind speeds right now are relatively quiet. We don't have a whole lot of wind just yet, but we are watching a transition on the direction. So tomorrow another system comes through. It's going to be out ahead of yet another cold front, and we'll continue to see a huge change for your weekend. 63 into the upper 60s and then 70s by this afternoon. You can expect anywhere from 70 to 75 on the north shore. South of the lake, we'll see the upper 70s closer to 80. So here are your morning lows. Again, still warm, not dropping off a whole lot. That's out ahead of the system that's coming through late tomorrow. We'll see most of that heavy rainfall around 7 p.m. Wednesday. But before that, a little bit of on and off shower activity today. You'll have a lot of consistent clouds, unlike yesterday and Sunday, where it was sunny. Here comes the line. Baton Rouge to Morgan City about 7 o'clock. It then progresses towards New Orleans by 10 o'clock or so. The North Shore and South Shore really seeing this at about the same time. The line is not super slanted. It's pretty much linear entirely. So we'll watch for any potential cells out ahead of the main line that could become tornadic. Otherwise, this is going to be primarily a heavy rainfall and straight line wind concern. As we get into Thursday, a couple lingering clouds, and then Friday we'll be better off as we start to watch that deck push away and the high pressure return. So Friday night, we're going to be a little chilly for the parades as we do have those winds kicking up out of the north anywhere from 10 to 15 miles an hour. You can expect the 50s consistently from 56 down to 50 itself. Ocean, Cleopatra, and Ala, though, rolling without a doubt dry. Family Gras is on Friday and Saturday as well because the Super Bowl is Sunday, so there's just a ton going on. We'll see the 50s on both, and overnight you're going to wake up with the potential for some frost north of the lake both mornings as well. So that'll be Saturday and a Sunday morning, and we could even see freezing conditions on Sunday, which means you might have to think about the pets and the plants. 30 right now looks like our low, so that could be a light freeze as we are headed towards the weekend. Temperature outlook for the next 6 to 10 days, though, again, it's going to be warmer than normal. So it looks like we're going to have a warmer Mardi Gras than maybe some years past, certainly than 2021. Our 7-day forecast showing you the rain chances really do start to finally go away as we head into the weekend. So we've got that going for us. Let's check on traffic. It is 5:18, and traffic is brought to you by Chip Forstall. Just an 8-minute drive right now as we continue into the city from Metairie. Looks pretty good out there. Here's the Superdome, no issues. As you do head towards the West Bank, we're seeing a little bit of a delay here after you come across the Crescent City connection closer to the camp exit. So something to keep in mind, but just taking you 4 minutes to get across the bridge. We'll keep you posted as the morning goes on if anything else occurs. Have a great day.
Coming up this half hour, President Biden will give his State of the Union address tonight. We'll have a preview of what the president might say.
And the Louisiana Coastal Protection and Restoration Authority is holding another hearing on the Coastal Master Plan. We'll tell you how you can have your voice heard. Straight ahead.
Thanks for waking up with us on Good Morning New Orleans. I'm Stephanie Chainock.
I'm Tamika Lee. Almost 5:30. Still just inching closer to Mardi Gras.
Yeah, I feel like every conversation we have every morning now is Mardi Gras related.
I know.
Carnival
Zach's
season.
new here in the studio. You'll meet him in a second. And of course, he was like, what is greasing of the poles? And why do we do this? And so the answer.
Very hard to explain.
Yeah. For someone who's not, who doesn't know, you tell them and they're like, wait, what?
On the pole. Yep.
So, Brooke, get ready.
Things get weird.
I don't know if I will ever be.
I was in Atlanta this weekend and I saw Scott Pillier. He used to work here, meteorologist. So he's also one of the greasers, and
he'll be in town for that.
So I heard his thing.
You guys are friends, Brooke. Y'all are
Yes.
going up against each other.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
As we all know, I love Scott Pillier to my core. So if I were to lose to somebody, I would choose to lose to Scott.
There you go.
I know he will be fabulous. He is talented. That being said, we're going to put on quite the show. So the time now is 5:29, and we are waking up with nice conditions out there. Of course, looking ahead to your forecast for parades this weekend. Beautiful conditions as well. We do have quite a pattern change on the way. It's coming tomorrow, yet another cold front. So on the back side of this, you can expect 50s into Friday night with a lot of wind as well out of the north, anywhere from 10 to 15 miles an hour. So you're going to have to bundle up on Friday night if you are headed out to the Uptown route or Slidell, and the list goes on. We also have the Family Gras happening this weekend, Friday and Saturday. 50s for both, and we'll be cool waking up on Saturday and Sunday morning, actually below the freezing mark, potentially Sunday north of the lake. So all those details coming up as our 5:30 half hour begins. Let's check on traffic. It's 5:30 exactly, and traffic is brought to you by Chip Forstall. Right now, a 4-minute drive here on the West Bank across the Crescent City connection. We've also got a lot of green on the map near the Dome. You head closer to New Orleans, and then Metairie showcases about an 8-minute drive into the suburbs. So right now, no major issues out there. It's still early, but we'll keep you posted if any accidents do pop up.
Thanks, Brooke. Well, the Coastal Protection and Restoration Authority is launching a series of public meetings about its multi-billion-dollar coastal master plan.
WGNO Zach LeBay joins us in the studio with details on how the future of Louisiana's coastal line could be in your hands. Zach?
Hey, good morning, Steph and Tamika. Well, the battle to protect Louisiana's shores requires the CPRA to update its strategy every 6 years. But they can't submit a finalized plan to lawmakers. They'll need to get the public's feedback. So tonight they're hosting a public hearing at the University of New Orleans. The master plan is a list of projects arranged in order of most importance. Each new draft of the plan uses new data and updated science to help researchers figure out what projects will best protect the coast. Out of nearly 200 project submissions, the CPRA narrowed down the most critical projects to about 70. Louisiana has lost more than 2,000 miles of coastal wetlands since the 1930s, and major storms and coastal erosion continue to damage the vital ecosystems and increase flooding for the more than 2 million people living along the coast. CPRA is asking for the public's input because ignoring these projects can actually impact more than just people's homes.
This affects wildlife and fisheries habitats, but it also affects industries that operate in the coastal zone. And it affects our communities with increasing exposure to flooding from tropical storms and hurricanes because we don't have those wetlands that help buffer.
So to voice your concerns, there are 3 ways that you can submit comments. First, you can submit an email to masterplan@la.gov, send comments in writing to CPRA, and you can see that address right on your screen, or you can attend one of the public hearings to provide comments during that meeting. You can also submit comments until March 25th, and tonight's public hearing is going to be at the University Center Auditorium at UNO from 3:30 to 7:30 p.m. Their next hearing and last hearing is actually going to be in Lake Charles on the 16th. But for now, Zach LeBay, WGNO News.
All right, thanks so much. Zach, well, later today, Mayor Cantrell in New Orleans EMS leaders will unveil 11 new ambulances just in time for peak carnival season. Last month, the New Orleans City Council declared the need for more ambulances as an emergency. Officials say 30 of them are needed per day to handle Mardi Gras along with 911 services, but they had been operating with just 20. A new City Council ordinance allowed EMS to fast track the last order of new vehicles. In Algiers, the former Henderson Elementary School and recently Hope Academy caught fire on Monday. The New Orleans Fire Department says the fire started just around 3:30 in the 1900 block of L.B. Landry Avenue. The owner of the property told officials the building was being repurposed into affordable housing units. Welding contractors say they were attempting to cut steel beams in the ceiling when they accidentally started the fire.
And covering Louisiana, advocates for sexual abuse survivors are sharing their priorities heading into the next legislative session. STAR advocates say while it is an election year and a fiscal session, they will be supporting slightly different legislation than normal. They want to take a more proactive approach and support legislation that can fund things that will get people out of abusive situations. STAR CEO Morgan Lamondre says STAR will also be looking into supporting exceptions to the abortion ban for rape and incest.
Coming up, the Powerball jackpot has been reset after someone won the jackpot last night. We'll tell you where the lucky ticket was purchased.
And good morning, New Orleans. This weekend, of course, a lot of festivities happening in relation to carnival season. So we've got your forecast for the parades and whether or not there will be any rain coming up.
With Tamika Lee, Stefanich Hainon, and meteorologist Brooke Laser.
All right, guys, someone in Washington State won the jackpot Powerball jackpot worth $754 million after matching all 6 numbers in last night's drawing. It's the 5th largest Powerball jackpot win and 9th largest lottery win ever. The Powerball jackpot has now been reset. Come on, reset back to 20 million. That's still okay.
Washington State?
The next drawing is tomorrow night. I know.
No comment.
Good morning. The time now is 5:38 and we are waking up to a nice picture for the most part. Some clouds out there, but overall a pretty great start. So a little bit warmer than yesterday. We'll say anywhere from about 5 to 12 degrees, just depending on where you're waking up with this. Temperatures in the 60s at the moment, and we continue with our beach camera at Beau Rivage, staying nice and quiet as well. So overall, the 24-hour temperature change anywhere from, I'd say, 11 to 17 degrees warmer at this point. It's shot up a good bit since the last hour. And we'll continue with our temperatures climbing towards the 70s, near 80 degrees. So anywhere from these upper 50s to 60s across New Orleans proper. Right now, Bogalusa at 51, Hammond at 52. Otherwise, we're seeing those mid to upper 50s and 60s. So this being said, the wind speeds at the moment are nice and light. We're going to see a transition on the direction and those speeds coming up as we head towards tomorrow. So 70 or so by about 10 a.m. A few showers working their way back in. The clouds definitely around today, unlike yesterday or the day before. It's been really beautiful. We've had wall-to-wall sunshine. That won't be the case this afternoon. So those winds kick up out of the east-southeast in the single to double digits. Afternoon highs in the 70s as well, anywhere from 71 to 75. Here's what you can expect as we head into the rest of your afternoon. On the South Shore, almost 80 degrees. So morning lows will be warm tomorrow, just like we are right now, warmer than we are at the moment in most spots. And we'll stay closer to those mid-60s out ahead of our next system. It comes through tomorrow, so something to prepare for. The Futurecast today, of course, showing that on and off cloud cover and a couple of quick passing showers. But here's the line of storms that's approaching from the west as we see tomorrow around 7 o'clock in Baton Rouge and Morgan City. That rain chance becomes a little bit more widespread into New Orleans and the North and South Shore, all the way to the coastline. So yes, primarily straight line winds and the heavy rainfall threat, but we are going to see the possibility of some tornadoes as well out ahead. We'll be watching it closely. Otherwise, of course, heading into Thursday and Friday, much improved. So our forecast for the parades on Friday will not include any rain. We'll have temperatures in the 50s. It's going to be chilly out there though, especially if you might be up off of the ground in a stand or something like that. You'll want to make sure you're bundled up because we're going to see those winds from 10 to 15 miles an hour out of the north right off the poles. Of course, Friday and Saturday is Family Golf because Sunday is the Super Bowl. So we'll see the 50s as you head into Saturday morning and Sunday morning both. Temperatures are going to be in the 30s. We could have some frost on Saturday morning, but likely seeing below freezing conditions on Sunday, north of the lake only. So that's where you're going to have to worry about people, pets, and plants. Headed into Mardi Gras itself as an outlook. Of course, at this point, we're just over 10 days away. We're going to see a warmer trend. So your 7-day forecast showcases the rain chances with us tomorrow. They'll barely linger into Thursday. We'll be much cooler at that point, and then the weekend looks fantastic. Coldest mornings by far, Saturday and Sunday. Stay with us.
Thanks, Brooke. Still ahead, for the second time, President Biden will give his State of the Union address on Capitol Hill. We'll have a preview of his speech live from Washington. Happening tonight, President Biden will give his second State of the Union address before Congress.
Yeah, this will be his first time, excuse me, speaking to divided Congress. Raquel Martin joins us live. Good morning, Raquel. What should we expect?
Good morning. Well, the White House says to expect the president to lay out his vision for the economy in tonight's speech. This comes as a recent AP poll shows 3 out of 4 Americans believe the country is moving in the wrong direction. So certainly a lot of pressure on the president to convince the American public otherwise tonight.
President Joe Biden is gearing up for his second State of the Union address.
I want to talk to the American people and let them know the state of affairs.
Monday, the president told reporters his speech Tuesday night will focus on both what his administration has accomplished and what more needs to be done.
Core message is we have to make more progress, but people should feel optimism.
White House advisor Brian Deese says expect the president to highlight infrastructure investments, a booming job market, and emphasize inflation is on the decline.
Down now for 6 months in a row.
The president is also expected to call on a now divided Congress to get behind his so-called unity agenda, which includes bills to address the opioid epidemic, mental health, and cancer research. But Republicans say Americans need more.
People are very frustrated and concerned.
Louisiana Congressman Mike Johnson says Americans want solutions, not more spin from Democrats.
We've got rising prices, rising crimes, the border is open. They try to actually convince us that these are positive developments for the country, and none of that's true.
Newly elected Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, says the president needs to work with Republicans and find ways to cut government spending before raising the debt ceiling this year.
We can have reckless spending, or we can have responsibility. We cannot have both.
They also want to hear a strong message from the president when it comes to police reform. The parents of Tyree Nichols, who was recently killed by Memphis police last month, will be in attendance for tonight's speech. For now in Washington, Raquel Martin, back to you guys.
And Raquel, do we expect the president to bring up the Chinese spy balloon at all?
Well, that certainly is a good question, and it was asked to the White House yesterday in the briefing room. They told reporters they don't want to get ahead of the president's speech, but did say the president will likely talk about foreign politics. We know Republicans are definitely eager to hear the president speak firmly to the Chinese government, many of them critical about how the president responded to this balloon.
All right, Raquel, thanks so much for that update. And for the latest on what's going on in Washington or around the world, you can head online to our website, WGNO.com, for updates. Well, the mother of Ronald Greene, Mona Hardin, will be there for the president's State of the Union address. She will be a guest of Representative Troy Carter. Ronald Greene died in 2019 while in Louisiana state custody, police custody, following a car chase. Hardin's attorney, Ron Haley, says that fighting for justice is now her life's work.
All right, everyone loves the parades during carnival season, but what is your favorite throw? That's today's Det Chat coming up.
In today's Tech Bites, the artificial intelligence race heating up. Google is rolling out Bard, a rival to ChatGPT, which can write essays and pass law school exams. Google plans to roll out Bard to the public in the coming weeks after testing it with a small group. It's designed to explain complex subjects or provide simple information like party planning tips. Meanwhile, a Microsoft event today is expected to detail plans for bringing ChatGPT and the company's search engine Bing together. A recent report revealed that integration could include a larger search box for chatting as opposed to submitting search queries. Finally, Twitter users may notice a change. The app will now default to the timeline where they last left off, whether it's the For You or Following list. The change is for both iOS and Android users. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
happy for Tuesday. Oh gosh, I'm trying to make it Friday. I'm trying to make it Friday. That being said, Friday we do have better weather coming. So hour by hour right now showcases that we are going to be warm today. 60s to close to 70 degrees. Those few showers working their way back into the forecast by this afternoon. So we'll continue with our east-southeasterly winds ramping up a little bit here. Afternoon highs warm for the month of February in the 70s, anywhere from 71 to 75 north of the lake. You'll see the upper 70s closer to 80s as we head further south. Morning lows tomorrow are going to be just like this morning, but a little bit warmer in the 60s consistently. And your Futurecast, of course, is showcasing that we do have that round of storms approaching tomorrow night. Out ahead of that, we could see a little bit of a tornado concern, so we're going to watch it closely, but primarily straight line wind gusts and rain as a threat into the late evening before Thursday. That's going to propose either a slight or marginal risk for severe weather. So we'll continue to keep you posted with that as the morning goes on.
Carnival time.
Two more Tuesdays?
Two more Tuesdays.
Thinking that in my head.
Man, carnival season's flying by.
It is.
And throws are also going to be flying.
Oh. No, you can't. Some throws you can't. That's good though. That was your joke.
Yes.
But I don't. The throws we're talking about, I don't think are able to be thrown. The good stuff has to be handed or lightly tossed. What are your favorites? Like, what do you like? What is you have really good
well, I have one right here.
You use.
This is from Tux. Where is it?
Yeah.
Okay. It says size matters. I guess I slightly caught it very closely, close range. And this is fantastic. This is my daily water intake. I use it.
You do.
I love throws that I can use. And then I have this glitter pink fanny pack I caught from Iris last year, and I've used that too. So I like things I can use daily.
You're like a fancy throw. You like all the fancy
I was
stuff.
just at the right spot, I guess, that day, and I was catching some good stuff. What about you guys? Do you have favorite throws that you have, or
Brooke, what you got?
Okay, mine is, of course, a Muse's shoe. I have lost my actual mind when I have caught them in the last couple of years because they're just such works of art. But this year I'm on the other side of that, so I understand the labor of love and why this is people's reactions. I'm excited to see how people react. I remember when I was little, I used to stare at myself in the mirror and I'd make these faces like, you know, and then I was like, oh, this is why I'm not catching anything. I need to smile and wave.
There's a reason why you weren't catching any beef because you were
all
like
in the face.
Y'all, my favorite, it's the iconic Zulu coconut. This is just growing up, because that was like the original throw that they decorated, and to get a coconut was just, it was the best thing ever, right?
Coconut.
Yeah, so the coveted coconut. So that's kind of my favorite, just kind of the.
Of course.
And they definitely hand those.
They hand those out. They give them to you. You had to make eye contact.
They drain them.
Yes.
So they're not as heavy.
So we're both riding. I'm riding on Saturday, and you're riding in Muses.
Yes.
So I always say, somebody's like, well, how do you get the good throws? I'm like, it's eye contact.
It is.
You got to scream, Tamika, eye contact. Got
or
you.
A sign.
Yeah. I can't see signs. I can't see that far.
Oh, you can't? I
can't see
that.
that.
See, I was using my voice, and that's the problem. I didn't have a voice the next day. So, okay, eye contact. Take the shades off.
Yeah, eye contact. Like people who like this, they're like, I see you, see me, I see you. Yeah, I like that.
All right, I got it.
Oh, wow, okay.
Save the voice.
And do a little dance. Then you'll get the throw.
Gotta work for it.
All right, more at 6 o'clock hour.
Exciting.
Coming up.